Hi, Sam.
Hi, Marianne. How are you?
Really great. Great to see you. And hi, everyone. I'm Marianne Gooch, the president and founder of Dynacom. And I just finished reading a really fabulous leadership book called The Power of Goal Zero, a practical leadership guide for achieving superior performance. And I happen to have with me the author of the book, Sam Smolik. So, hi again, Sam.
Hi,
And
Marianne.
I just want to just put this into context. I have a few questions for you. I just couldn't put the book down. I found the book to literally be a virtual mentor for leaders or even aspiring leaders, anyone who wants to lead their organization through effective change and achieving superior performance. And after I got done reading it, it really got me thinking a lot about leadership. And I know that you have a stellar 50-year career. And one of the things that impressed me the most in your book was the fact that you shared your personal stories and your own experience. But the very first thing I want to know today, Sam, is why did you write this? And why should anyone read this book?
Well, that's a great question, Marianne. Um, I've always enjoyed helping people and mentoring throughout my entire career. And I was fortunate to work for three really world-class organizations. And, we learned so many good ways to improve leadership skills, how to motivate people, how to create systems and the right kind of culture that I thought I would write it down. And you don't want to take that information to the grave with you. So I put it in a book and put it out there for anybody to read. So I think it should be helpful for company executives right on down to brand new people entering the workplace. So I hope that it'll be very helpful.
I believe it will, Sam. And if you don't mind, I have a few questions for you. I happen to know that the average reader or the average video watcher stays on a video for anywhere between 4 and 7 minutes. So I'm going to attempt to take uh, several hundred pages and at least an hour's worth of conversation and distill it down into just a few minutes. So I want to start off by asking you, what is Goal Zero and why is Goal Zero so consequential in business and society today?
Well, I used the term goal zero in the title of the book because it's one of the most powerful concepts that I came across in my entire career. Goal zero is a philosophy of excellence. So, in other words, and it's something that people can understand if you start to talk about it within your group or your organization. You want people to have zero defects, zero rule breaking, zero mistakes, really striving for excellence. And one of the famous football coaches, Vince Lombardi, said, "We're going to strive for perfection." And recognizing that not everybody is perfect, we're going to hit excellence along the way. And so that's what Goal Zero is all about, achieving excellence.
I really like that because there are a lot of people who believe, especially women, I believe this, Sam, always strive for perfection. So if we think about really trying to work on achieving excellence, then that might help at least some of us, myself included, just forget about the perfection and just work toward excellence. And as I think back to reading your book, I know that that will help me. Um, but what are the right conditions for achieving excellence? You talk about this in your book. What are the right conditions for achieving excellence?
Well, over the years, we created a formula for achieving excellence, and there's five factors. And we really build on each one of those in the
Yeah.
book. You have to have leadership, and everybody knows everything begins with leadership.
Yes.
You have to have people that are competent, excited, motivated, and are trained to do the right thing and execute every day. You have to have the right culture, a culture of winning, a culture of excellence. You need some systems and processes. I'm not a big process guy, but if you have some simple processes that enable people to do things in a consistent manner, you have a lot better chance of achieving excellence in everything you do. And then finally, if you're in a manufacturing type of organization, you have facilities, you have equipment that you work with, so you have to have good assets that are designed properly and maintained. And I found out that everything fits under one of those five categories. And to really achieve excellence, it's not one or the other, but it's the power of and. You have to have each of those five elements, and if you get that clicking, you're off and running.
Okay, so assume that we get those five elements clicking and we're off and running. How then, can you share with us how then companies can actually apply the principles of Goal Zero?
Well, a lot of companies have strategies, they have plans. I've seen many people make a career on promising the future, but they fall short when it comes to execution. For example, in college football, Nick Saban, he's one of my favorite football coaches, and he wins year after year. He's won more national championships than anybody. And if you listen to him, he has each of those five categories that he talks about all the time. But having said that, it's still about relentless execution each and every day. You know, you have to continually work to get better and better and better and build on your successes. And so I think any organization can do it if you put things in a clear manner that people can understand and they understand where you're going as a leader and as an organization.
Well, actually, you did that really beautifully in your book because you give us a roadmap in your book for how to achieve that. And I'm going to leave everyone in suspense with that. I have, now that you told me who your favorite leader is, that was actually one of my questions. So I'm going to take that off the table. But I do want to ask you this, Sam. In your opinion, what characteristics does it take to lead in today's global markets?
Well, I have a chapter on leadership, a passion for leadership. I think it begins with integrity and credibility. I mean, you have to know your values. A lot of people try to be a different kind of person when they're leading, and my advice is to be yourself. Understand what is it that makes you a good person and a good leader. Be truthful, be honest, and then credibility is doing what you say you're going to do. If you make promises, do it. And if you have certain ideas about things, explain it clearly and establish a good, strong reputation. So I think if you have the fundamentals, then of course there's some people that are natural leaders, some have to work at it, but everybody can be a leader. And in fact, everybody influences people around them at all times. So everybody is a leader when you really think about it.
Yeah, that is so true about we influence people around us all the time, whether we realize it or not, especially leaders, because we're all listening and watching the leaders, aren't we?
Right, right.
And one last question for you, Sam. What are some of the most, or even what's the one most powerful lesson that you have learned in your stellar 50-year career?
I would say it's maintaining balance. Maintain balance in your life. And people talk about work-life balance all the time. Well, I don't use those terms because work is a big part of your life, so maintain life balance. And one of the philosophies that I picked up along the way is called the 7 F's. And it's a balance of faith, family, friends, finance, fitness, future focus, and fun.
Oh,
And
yeah.
at any point in your life, you'll get out of balance. That's understandable. But if you neglect any of those seven for any period of time, that you're going to run into trouble. So I'd say stay balanced, work hard, but enjoy yourself. I never gave up a day of vacation, but I worked many nights and weekends.
Yes.
So I think maintain balance and have fun.
Well, I read those 7 F's in your book and I thoroughly enjoyed them. And Sam, I know that you're getting ready to go on vacation with your family, and I wish you all just the most wonderful time together. There's nothing better at any time of the year, especially this time, to be with your family.
Oh,
Thank you
thank
for
you so
taking
much.
time to join us today. And everybody, if you'd like to learn a little bit more about Sam, you can visit his website at Sam Smolik, SMOLIK.com. And you can even buy his book on Amazon. It's The Power of Goal Zero, a practical leadership guide for achieving superior performance. Thank you so much, Sam. And thank you, everybody, for tuning in.
Thank you, Mary Ann.
Bye.
You made this easy.